Well, speaking of Stalker once again, welcome aboard. I'm going to talk a bit about ecologists, okay? I mean, many YouTubers talk already about ecologists, what they think, what they know, about the lore, blah blah blah. But I personally, what I'm going to say about what I think, why many people like the love the ecologists and maybe few hate. Ecologists, as we know, are the most friendly faction of all. They are a faction that's focused mostly in research and discover the secrets of the zone and developing. I mean, they are there with that single purpose. They are there to support the government with their the research they provide to them made in the zone. We know the ecologists when they first came and after the invasion in 2007 and the two emissions, the ecologists became a very fragile faction, okay? For the fact they had at the time the full support of the military, but after certain events, and of course after the most of the military personnel at the time were turned into zombified stalkers, we know that the ecologists start to rely mostly in stalkers and mercenary, not only for their protection but also to conduct any necessary research, to explore any available bunker they could find, to find any documents they could get their hands on, any artifacts, any mutant part. It doesn't matter. Ecologists are literally nerds. It doesn't matter. Of course, the first time we find them, it's in wild territory. And no matter which Stalker game, Shadow of Chernobyl, Call of Pripyat, for example, when we find them, we discover they got under attack by a mercenary group. There's a funny thing we most people see. As much as it's weird, the current relationship, at least in Stalker, between the military and the ecologists, the ecologists still possess a good amount of resources at their disposal by the government and by the military. That's why, we can see the helicopter, for example, in the wild territory. That proves the ecologists still have means to get in and get out of the zone. Of course, they are there with the purpose of research. They are the purpose of finding anything that's valuable to their own research, to their own experiments. Of course, ecologists, I mean, to me, the ecologists are not exactly the weakest of the factions when it comes to knowledge. They are weakest because of the fact there's a civilians. They are mostly civilians that came to the zone to research. Most of them, they lack the proper training to use proper weaponry. That's why most ecologists rely in pistols like the Makarov or mostly Western weaponry, for example, like the L85 or 86, I think, or MP5s, because their weapons are simply to use, and all they need to know is how to reload the gun, put the magazine, and start shooting. That's a simple thing. Of course, ecologists are master when it comes to knowledge. They know every single aspect of the zone. They have a vast knowledge about the emissions, about the artifacts, about each mutant weak spots, for example, many other things. Of course, ecologists, sadly, to me, it's one of those factions that I wish, and especially since I play soccer too. I mean, I still wish the ecologists had a more proper respect. Okay, it's not they don't have their place in the game. Okay, They're a pretty decent faction, and they have a significant importance to the character in every soccer game. But of course, the ecologists will be always considered by many like men's of class. Weak people that can break too easy by a single Islam, a single dog, a single cat. And even if they see like a bloodsucker, for example, it's a death sentence to them. That's the thing. Alright people, I mean, to me, I wish I could act like a fucking nerd, okay, telling, oh, I know this in the zone, the X18, X16 laboratory, they did this, they did that. Nah, look, okay, I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the world, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you are more or less like me that loves ecologists, okay, admire the faction, and I hope on the next video I can bring a better video when it comes to talking. Probably I'll bring next time the mercenaries or bandits, I don't know, but enjoy the video. At least I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you guys next time, okay? Merry Christmas, by the way, and I'll see you guys very, very soon, which of course I hope. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year, gentlemen.